It's your boy Gone Quicks, F.T.R. Television, episode 150. Let's get gritty and get real shitty with it in the mix now. For all my YouTube viewers, like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Most importantly, share the content. I appreciate that. On the road to 2,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button so we have engagement. Now today, part 2 of the day, we're going to talk about the Vice President Vance saying he wants for President Trump to release the letter to Epstein. And some of the news outlets think that this could destroy Trump. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Well, as the world now knows, the breaking news of the night is that Donald Trump is sinking deeper and deeper into the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, with reporting from the Wall Street Journal tonight describing a birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein on the occasion of Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. The Wall Street Journal says the letter bears Trump's name. And that letter's final line says, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret."
Now, what I don't understand is, how can you say you don't know someone and you send them a birthday letter that states those following words? This is where me, and not only me, where most of the American public gets confused in your dealings with Jeff Epstein. Now, to me, Jeff Epstein was a piece of work, like serious. Homie was doing a lot of gruesome shit to young girls. So I'm never gonna slide with a nigga like that. I'm never gonna ride with a motherfucker like that. There's too many grown women out here that'll let you do some things to them and have fun with them, and you gotta prey on younger women. You ain't gotta fuck with the young bitches. Don't. These young girls are not prepared for the type of shit grown men want to take them to. Stay the fuck away from them little girls, okay? This nigga Jeff Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell was like the fucking ringleader of the circus tribe, transporting young girls all across the globe. Now, Trump's involvement with Epstein has nothing to do with what Epstein and Maxwell was doing. What the American public want to know is, why would you deny the entire friendship you had with this guy for over 15, 20 years when you find out what ended up being his demise? It's not only me. The MAGA supporters are the ringleaders in this whole hoopla of new information, which is old information kept under wraps. And if your Justice Department is overseeing these Epstein files, then we'll never get to the bottom of this shit. I don't see that your Justice Department ever exposing vital information upon their own president and their boss. I don't see that ever happening nowhere. Only way that happens is if they just don't like your ass. And it's not that people don't like it. Trump, it should confuse a lot of people with this one. You see, this is when the fuckery becomes your reality, not the world's. You trying to change the world's perception of what the fuck is going on. It's so bad and so deep that all of the Republican Party, they're going for you not to be fucked up in the game, but they want to know the truth. So with you not being fucked up in the game versus wanting to know the truth, if they want to know the truth and then they find out the truth and it fucks you up in the game, will they all be upset? Most likely, yes. Will they cover it up? To me, I think so. But I don't know, man. It don't make sense. You can't deny something that you showed in the public for so many years. People are just doing their research, going back and seeing the actual proof of you meddling with Jeff Epstein. They're seeing the actual truth. Then With the last situation, besides the vice president Vance wanting this letter to be exposed, wanting this file to be exposed, of course the vice president, your vice president is a piece of shit. Yeah, let's get that out the way. Because I don't give a fuck what's going on. You play for a certain team. You play for his team and you want to see his demise. So you could take over. We see that that's a selfish, motivated scheme by the vice president. This political shit is nothing worse than the streets. Politicians do greasy, grimy shit just like hustlers, gangsters, pimps, and the rest of the players in the streets. There's no difference. This is not a game, but they playing it like a game. They the only ones playing a game. The rich and the wealthy are not playing any form of game. They are going for the demise of their competition. They are not playing any type of game. The vice president, he ain't playing no game either. He is trying to become the president. Trump can't even trust this motherfucker, this greaseback motherfucker, that's some greaseball shit. That is some greaseball shit. You wanted to be the vice president of the United States of America. When I was growing up, I didn't believe that I could become the vice president of the United States of America. But now with Trump having fucking felonies and he became the president again after having his following rush the Senate or the State House in Washington, D.C. and all of that shit that went down in the Senate, and they fighting the building officials and fucking up the police and all type of crazy shit, and he still became president. This man shows me that anything on earth is possible. They don't, look, it is so much dirt that they keep bringing back up of Donald Trump. It's dirt that I think that they had 8 years ago and just brought it back now, nigga. They said, nah, we're gonna use this shit now. We're gonna use it now. They had this against him 8 years ago. They thought he was gonna get a second term, but Biden came in. I don't know, Trump. How you go from the most loved to the most hated in a matter of months. In a matter of months. You brought this on yourself. You went in the press conference and you started talking about this shit when you should have left this shit alone. You had a campaign, your presidential campaign was saying that you will expose these files. People ain't forgot. That was only fucking 8 years ago. They ain't forgot, brother. They ain't forgot. Now they pulling the receipts to show you what you said. They said, we don't give a fuck about what you're saying, Donald. We kept the files. They said they kept the motherfucking files, Trump. If I was you, Donald Trump, I would face this shit for what it is. Because at the end of the day, you can't be accused of some shit you had nothing to do with. Because you're not the one that they charged with what they charged Epstein and Maxwell with. You are not part of that shit. People just want to know, why are you downplaying the relationship between you and the late Jeff Epstein, the scumbag? You was hanging with scumbag people. So they say birds of a feather flock together, two dudes doing the gruesome shit, and then the worst statement that you've made thus far, nigga, was when you said you and Jeff Epstein share the same taste in women, and them women just happen to be on the younger side. Game, set, match. That was a nail in the coffin. What the fuck were you thinking? What were you thinking? This F.T.R. television 150. Let's get busy, baby. I don't think he was thinking.